Hi everyone, I'm Ali from Headway Arts and I'm here today to run you through a tutorial for our 100 Little Lights of Hope project. We've sent out 100 lantern packs across Northumberland and we have had some responses already to those. The instructions are inside the pack, so you can follow those instructions or you can follow this tutorial here, whichever is best for you. I just wanted to run through with you the reasons why we're doing the project. It's been a really rough year. I think everybody's really struggled this year in some ways, some more than others. And what we wanted to do was to think about hope and to think about how, if we're hopeful, it can help us combat fear. I think a lot of us have been very fearful this year. And so we wanted to do something that connected our community. We've been doing lots of digital work online, but we wanted to do something physical that we could all do. And so I designed this lantern pack and the little elves at Headway Arts put it all together and we made 100 up. And they've got a little sweet treat in there as well. And they've got some information on our winter festival, our Midwinter Festival that we're running. There's lots of different groups that we work with and it's a chance for them to perform. So do come along to some of the events. The information's there. The event relating to the lantern is on the 6th at 6 p.m. on the 17th of December. And that is basically a time when we can all get together online. It's going to be streamed on our Facebook page and we're going to do some storytelling. So you'll meet some people from Headway Arts and some friends who will be doing some storytelling. And then we're going to light all of our lanterns together at 6 o'clock and we're going to send out our message of hope. The lanterns are going to have lots of lovely patterns, drawings, might even have some writing, some song words, might have some phrases, or even some names of people that you're hoping to see more of, or that you're missing in 2021. So without further ado, I'm going to start the workshop and I'm going to change over to my camera. So bear with me for a couple of moments while I do some Zoom magic and do my share screen. So here we are. And you should be able to see me and there we go, my workspace at the same time. I've got the things here that are in the pack, or some of the things that are in the pack here. This is going to be our lantern. So this is our bag. It's got this curvy end. This is the top. So I want you to think about this being the top of the lantern. It's going to stand up like this on this base here. So first of all, what I want you to do is fold this out because this is all going to be the front of the lantern. So I want you to fold that base out so it's nice and flat. Okay. Then I want you just to take a minute, sit comfortably in your chair, feel like you're supported. Just close your eyes and just be hopeful for a little while. Think about what you're hoping for next year. I know we all want better days to come. What's important to you? So once you've got that thought in your mind, I'd like you to think about how you might portray that. It might be words, it might be a drawing, it might be an image that you're holding in your mind. Don't worry about being a brilliant drawer. I have heard so many people over the years say, oh, I can't draw, but I believe that everybody can draw. It's just about having a go. So think about what your drawing might shape up to and just hold that thought in your mind. We've got some things that you might like to use. So there's some pieces that we've included in the packs. These are sticky back and you can peel the back from these. Feel that sticky there and you can use those You can also use them as templates. We've tried to include quite a few in the packs, but if you haven't got enough, what you might want to do is use them to draw around. And one of the things I like to do is recycle. Really good for the environment. We often get our Christmas cards through the door in lovely envelopes. This one's really nice green, foresty green colour here. So if I wanted to make some more trees, I could use my little template to draw around. Let me just get my pencils out of my box here. And I could just draw around that and use that as a little template to make some more. And if I'm tricky, I can get 2 at a time cut out if I wanted to make a forest. So just cutting those out. And then because I've had both sides of that envelope, I've got 2 of those. So that's kind of bonus. Just throw that little bit away. Don't need that one there. So I'm going to keep those for later. Or I might also want to just go a bit more freeform. And I might want to make some rolling hills. And when you're cutting out things from the natural world, you don't have to worry about them being exactly how you imagine them. You can just not worry about them being lumpy or bumpy or irregular, because it can sometimes add something to your design if it's a little bit free. So I've got a couple of bits there that they're kind of hilly, hummocky looking. So I'm going to pop those over there. Pop that out of the way because I don't need it anymore for the moment. And so I'm going to think about my design. I'm going to turn it around now. This is the bottom. I'm going to start thinking about assembling my design. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a few little pencil lines on here, and I'm going to rub them out later. So I'm just going to make them really light. These are just going to be my guides to make me think about where I'm going to square up my design on here. So I think I'm going to do something that's quite landscapey, because I've really enjoyed going out for lots of walks in the natural world, and I think a lot of us have connected a lot more with the natural world than we usually do. So I'm hoping that I can get a bit further afield next year, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to go and visit some friends over in Sweden. So I'm going to do a snowy Swedish cabin in a lovely snowy landscape. So I'm just going to put some guides in there where I think my areas might be. So, and then my foreground, I think I might just start that here. And I'm just going to sketch out some little cabins. It's very important to have a nice cozy cabin. So I'm going to think about having a little chimney on it as well. There might be some more in the background as well, some sort of alpine chalets. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to make this little village there. And then I'm going to think about putting my trees in the foreground. So I'm just going to peel these. And it might be that you're hoping for a family holiday. If you do cut these out, you're going to need a little bit of glue on them, because these ones, obviously your recycled ones, haven't got the sticky back. I'm going to slip that one just behind there so it overlaps a little bit. A couple more in there. And then I've got some more of my sticky ones. I quite like this variety. Now, because these are going to be lanterns, anything that you stick on is going to make a silhouette. You're probably not really going to see it, although you might see some of the colour if the light shines through. So just bear that in mind when you're constructing your design, that you might not see all of the colour. You might see it in black and white. It depends on the light levels at the time. Okay, so now that I've decided I like that all there, I'm going to go over with my black pen now. You've got a black pen provided in your lantern kit. So I've done this straight line here now. I've decided that I want that to be a bit more snowy. So I'm going to make it a bit bobbly and wobbly as I go along there. And then I'm just going to do my little cabins. Make that one a bit wobbly there. Put my cabins in. I might put a little snowy line in there as well. Make that one a little bit more there too. And then I'm going to do some windows. I'm going to do some real farmhousey style windows there and some nice little welcoming doorways. Same here on this one. And I think I'm going to give it a bit of a snowy roof there on that one, snowy roof on there. And then with this one here, I'm just going to put a few little windows in behind and then a couple of little windows. And of course a doorway in there as well, in that one. And then some snow drifts here. Okay. So I'm quite happy with that. I might put a little bit more there, I think, behind my trees. And in the front of the trees. And then because I'm hoping next year that I'll see my friends and especially my family that I haven't been able to see over the time we've been in lockdown and restrictions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some little footprints to the doors because I really want lots of people to come and see me and I really want to visit lots of people next year. And so also, if you do those little patterns, could be little creatures as well, couldn't it? But if you do those little patterns, it just adds a little bit more decorative aspect, some little spots. And you could do, if you wanted to, you could think about doing some snowy bits in the background. I think I might do some nice sort of cloudy bits here in the background. And then behind, I've got some more sticky bits here. I'm going to do a starry sky. So there's my starry sky. And I might just have that as a little bit of a star of hope, sending its starlight down to brighten up the snowy landscape. There we go. So there we go, that's our star. And then I'm going to do these doors. I'm going to put a little bit of shadow in the door, but I'm going to have the doors open so people can be welcomed in. Yeah. There we go. But you don't have to copy this at all. All I ever want to do when I run a workshop is just offer a few little pointers, a framework, a little technique for you to fill in with all your lovely ideas and creativity. So I just want to try and inspire you to get drawing and to get thinking about how you can be creative. Okay, now I've got some of my green bits before that I cut out. And here I go, just putting a bit of glue on those. And then I'm going to start adding them in as well. And I should get some nice shapes from them. This one's got a bit of writing on, but I don't mind that either. Just another design element. And actually, sometimes if you cut things out of paper that's got text on it, that's really nice as well. It might be some words in a paper or something, but sometimes just the text can make things look really nice as well. Okay, so I've got my clouds in, I've got all of that in, I've got my starry sky happening. Might just do a few little, might just echo that pattern a little bit from my starlight as well, which I just drawing it freely. I'm not worrying too much about making it really tidy or anything like that. It's more about getting the idea down. I'm quite enjoying that starlight sparkling out there. Okay, so I've got my design now. I've got a few of those little lines that I left there, so I'm just going to get my rubber. Got a nice little heart-shaped rubber there today, and I'm just going to go over there, and it doesn't matter. I'm being gentle. It's not going to smudge my pen because it's dried. Just blow that out of the way, and that just tidies that up, that little design a bit. Now what I might do as well is I might actually draw around that star. And if I wanted to go along a little bit longer. I don't want to make this workshop too long for you all, but if I wanted to, I might actually just make that area around the star have a little bit more texture. But I don't want to draw for hours for you here because I don't want you to get sick of hearing me. Okay, so here we go. So I think that's pretty much where I want it to be. I am going to then open it up, and I might want to think about doing some work on the side here. I might want to do some writing on there. I might want to write a poem or a song, and I just want to show you this one on the other side, because in good old Blue Peter tradition, here is one I made earlier, and this one says, "May you have ever a friend beside you," and it's from a song, an old Celtic blessing, I think it is, if I'm right. And this is a little bit like the Angel of Hope, which I painted for St Mary's Marketplace, and it's been outside there, and people have been seeing a little bit of street art there as they've walked past on their way, and people have really enjoyed that. So that's just another little angel there, echoing that theme, bringing a little bit of hope and joy, hopefully. So 2 for the price of 1, if you like. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you as well, I'll come back, I'm just going to pop that over there, I'll come back to the lantern later on. It's just some other things that you could do on your lanterns. Now this is just a piece of folded paper, and I've cut into it. I've made it into a heart shape, and this was just the back of an envelope, and I've made it into this little heart shape. So it's very symmetrical, and I've cut it out, folded up. So I've got the same shapes on both sides. Now that's something you could do on your lanterns, because if you put white on white, it doesn't show up so well, but once you get the light inside it, it gives a lovely shadowy effect. It's a little bit like shadow puppetry. We work quite a lot in shadow puppetry at Headway Arts, and it's a nice technique to use. So that's something you could do. Another thing you could do is you could make some words. Now, I don't know about everybody else. See if I can do this upside down, because I'm filming it upside down. Here we go. I think that needs to go the other way around, doesn't it? Something I've certainly been missing. So you could do something like this as well. You could work on using some scrap paper to cut out some letters. Again, you could maybe look in newspapers and different places to find those words and make them up. Good old punk style. Okay, you might want to use a couple of these little holly leaves, and then you might want to just find some bits of bobs paper lying around, something that you could make some little holly berries, or you might have some beads or buttons or something like that that you want to put on as well. So just a few different ideas for you that you can use. Here's a little spiral. Again, that's just cut out of an old envelope. I made a couple of those, and you can see them on some of the other lanterns. So that's just another nice little bit of design work that you can add in. Okay. So I think that's as far as I want to go with the design. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to think about lighting up my lanterns. I'm just going to lay it down for the minute and just focus on this. Now this has a battery in, so one of the things we said with the packs is that under rates need to be supervised, and that's because this does contain a battery. But I'm sure that you can all manage to be very safe with it and just think about how you dispose of it when it's actually finished, and that it goes back into a battery recycling box in the local supermarket or somewhere nearby that has one. So on the back, it has this little switch. Now some of them are a little bit stiff, okay, and when it comes on, it's got a lovely twinkle to it. I'll just put it there so you can see it a little bit better. I'll let my camera focus on it. And it's got a natural glow, so it's almost like having a natural candle inside there. You can also replace the batteries in these and reuse them if the battery runs out. So think about disposing of your plastic responsibly as well. Thanks. Okay. And here we go. I'm going to pop that inside. And it's not going to be very easy to see with my lights on for my filming. But once we turn the lights out, we'll be able to see that glowing. You'll have a much better effect than I will at home. You can just see it's popped in the bottom there. And it doesn't matter if it's near the side because it's not a naked flame. Now you can use these outside if it's not raining. And if you wanted to do that, it's quite a good idea just to put a couple of little stones in the bottom to stop them from blowing away. You can see that flickering away at the bottom there now. Just put a little bit of shadow over it with my hand. And there you go. That's our lantern. At the end of this video, I'll post a photograph showing some of the videos, some of the lanterns in the dark. I'm going to stop my share now. So I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial, and I do hope that you'll enjoy making your lanterns, and we look forward to connecting with you all online at 6 o'clock on the 17th of December.